Welcome to the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, which is the location for today's race. The cars are out on the grid, so let's join the action down on the track. The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
Well, the throttle goes both ways, Crofty. You've got to have the discipline not to try and win the race on the first lap. So always be prepared to lift early and give those around you more space. Trying to be the last of the late breakers with half a dozen cars around you may pay off from time to time, but it's also a great way to lose your front wing.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he starts from pole position. Sergio Perez lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Norris, Fernando Alonso, Ricciardo, Gasly and Carlos Sainz, Tsunoda, Vettel, Esteban Ocon and Stroll, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Nicholas Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Nikita Mazepin. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Alright, here we are, folks, from the Mexico City Grand Prix. Verstappen on pole, Perez second, Hamilton third, Bottas fourth. Fiber lights are on, it's lights down, and away we go. Verstappen gets away well, Perez gets away well, Hamilton gets away well. Hamilton has a good run. Verstappen, he's going to use the split stream down in turn number 1. Hamilton using the outside lane, Perez using the inside lane. They're 3 wide, he's ahead of turn number 1, 4 wide behind. Oh, Stroll! He hits the back of Fernando Alonso and he's out of the race. Oh dear, safety car immediately released. Hamilton takes the lead. It's Verstappen second, Perez third. Oh my goodness, it's the safety car. I think it was actually Esteban Ocon who actually got hit by Lance Stroll, but Stroll is out of the race on the very first lap, and it seems like a lot of action has happened. Charles Leclerc has already lost 1 position on Fernando Alonso, it seems like. So great start from Fernando Alonso as he has made up. And it seems like already Stroll is under investigation for the collision he's had. So the stewards are going to be looking at that. Oh my goodness, Mick Schumacher is missing a front wing. What happened to Mick Schumacher? Oh dear. So it seems like Schumacher ran into the back of someone else too. So, that's really interesting here. So Hamilton leads, Verstappen second, Perez is third. As we head down the order, there you go, there's the bottom there. Hamilton leads, Verstappen second, and Perez is third. Sergio Perez has already won 2 races in a row, and it looks like Stroll will have no investigation necessary. It was considered a racing incident. Well, that's good for Lance Stroll that he didn't have to take a penalty. Mick Schumacher's already in the pits to repair his front wing. Really unfortunate for the scene there, as you can see an onboard camera of Lance Stroll. As you can see, good getaway though from on his teammate Sebastian Vettel. He tried to use the outside lane. He's trying to use the split stream on Esteban Ocon. As you can see, a lot of smoke down there, and then just miscalculates his braking zone and hits the back of Esteban Ocon, and he's out of the race. And it seems like Schumacher. Oh yeah, see Schumacher's front wing as well. You saw a little bit of his front wing come off. So Schumacher must have hit the back of maybe one of the Alfa Romeos or the Williams. But we will never know because we don't have a replay of it. So you see the Mercedes safety car with Hamilton behind. Verstappen second, Sergio Perez third. So currently, Verstappen leads the championship. Hamilton is second, Bottas is third, Perez is fourth, but Sergio Perez, due to the 2 victories he's had in a row, has really caught up to the top 3 Bottas currently maybe 10 points down on Lewis Hamilton. So Verstappen may not be the only guy who's fighting for this championship. Hamilton and Verstappen are not the... Okay, let me try to say this. Hamilton and Verstappen are not the only two drivers who are in this championship now. Valtteri Bottas is only 10 points behind, my bad. 10 points behind Lewis Hamilton in the standings currently. Perez, meanwhile, he's 20 points down, but a good race here for him can bring him up, as the safety car will be coming in the slot. Look at Verstappen weaving. He is ready to he's trying to warm up his tires and get ready for this restart. And I do not blame him at all. As we enter the third lap now of this race. Everyone just weaving back and forth, warming up their tires. And see, the two Red Bulls are doing it now. Lewis just has those two yellow-nosed Red Bulls behind him. And meanwhile, in the Constructors' Championship, Red Bull is right now second place. Mercedes is leading. But Sergio Perez has had two beautiful races. Great racing for Sergio Perez. He has brought this team up. And now it's up in the top three. So we're looking on this currently, as the safety car will be coming in this lap as they head through the S section. And again, everyone's just warming up their tires, getting ready for this restart. Safety car is ending this lap. See Verstappen still heating up his tires, making sure that those tires are nice and warm, ready for this restart and not cold, which can cause a lot of wheel spin out in the front stretch. Well, let's see what happens here on the restart here, coming through the stadium section, now entering the last corner. Let's see what happens here. Hamilton leads, Verstappen second, Perez is third. Here we go, the restart. And looks like Verstappen does get a better restart than Lewis Hamilton. Down the main straight. Here comes Max Verstappen. He's going to try somewhere. Is he trying the inside? He switches back. Uses the outside. Now wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton down the main straight. Perez, look at that color sign. And then Charles Leclerc trying to defend from Daniel Ricciardo. Wheel to wheel goes Max Verstappen on Lewis Hamilton. He's going to try the long way. A little bit of contact between the two drivers. Verstappen gets ahead of Lewis Hamilton. But here goes Lewis Hamilton with the back stretch now. No DRS until the third lap. Meanwhile, Hamilton trying as all he can down around the outside, and a beautiful move by Lewis Hamilton as he takes the place back. No, he's still wheel to wheel through the hairpin now. Hamilton trying to hold off Max Verstappen. They head into the S section. Hamilton using the outside, and he takes the spot away from Max Verstappen. Perez trying to defend from Valtteri. Oh my goodness, almost a major contact between Hamilton and Verstappen. And remember, in Austria, Verstappen had to he made contact with Hamilton, and it was ruled that Verstappen was the one who caused the contact. So meanwhile, Yuki Tsunoda and Lando Norris going wheel to wheel. You saw in the background there. But Lando Norris does get ahead of Yuki Tsunoda through the stadium section. What a move by Lando Norris. Second lap now before the DRS has been activated. Down the main straight. Can Verstappen uses the ERS against Lewis Hamilton? He's going to gain. Can he try somewhere? He's trying. He's looking down the inside. No, just ran out of room. Meanwhile, look at the fight here. Esteban Ocon versus Carlos Sainz. Sainz gets ahead of Esteban Ocon. Great move for the Spaniard against the Frenchman. As Pierre Gasly is now chasing Daniel Ricciardo. And see Nicholas Latifi in the back there. Lewis Hamilton leads. Verstappen second, Perez third, Bottas fourth, Fernando Alonso fifth, sixth, Charles Leclerc seventh, Daniel Ricciardo eighth, Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris is ninth, and Yuki Tsunoda is 10th. Those are your current top 10. Those are the only point scorers so far in this race. We have one retirement. That's Lance Stroll in the first lap. Mick Schumacher had to replace his front wing, but thanks to the safety car, he got back up and now looking to try to pass people as they head through the S's. Hamilton, Verstappen trying to go wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton through the stadium section. Just ran out of room. Now, as they head out of the stadium section, DRS will be activated on this lap as they head through the last corner. Here we go. DRS will be happening for Max Verstappen. DRS activated now. Here comes Max Verstappen with DRS. Is he going to go down the straight? Oh wait, there's no DRS. Whoopsie. My fault. DRS is still not activated. But Max Verstappen, oh, he's almost on the grass. But can he try and dive down on Lewis Hamilton? No, he just run out of room. Meanwhile, in the back though, look at that though. Carlos Sainz on Yuki Tsunoda. He's trying around the outside. He's on the better tire than Yuki Tsunoda. Tsunoda is on mediums, as Carlos Sainz is on softs. There's Schumacher trying to catch up to Nicholas Latifi. He's already a second behind Nicholas Latifi. I mean, he has a horrible Haas car, so I understand that. He went behind Fernando Alonso, causing a train with Charles Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo behind. As you can see, the beautiful camera here, camera work from the helicopter, as Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton fighting for the top spot. This is important for the championship, as Verstappen, as they head through the stadium section now, Verstappen trying to catch up to Lewis Hamilton, and Perez as well might get involved in this mix. So this could be a three-way fight here for the champion, for the win here in Mexico City. Now Verstappen will be getting DRS this lap. Perez behind will have DRS. Valtteri Bottas as well will have DRS. But here we go, down the main straight. Verstappen looking down the inside, and he switches back early on Mount Lewis Hamilton. He goes on the outside lane. They're squirming into the first corner, losing all that grip. Hamilton trying to use the outside lane, and he gets by using the inside of the third turn. But here we go, through the corner. Oh, we have a little bit of trouble. Oh, there's a smoking car. It looks like Esteban Ocon probably. Is there yellow flags? Oh, Esteban Ocon spun! Ocon has spun on the track. And he looks to be out of the race. And he will be out of this race, as he will park off, as that car is smoking bad. And he is out of the Mexico City Grand Prix. Meanwhile, look at the battle here. Hamilton and Verstappen going wheel to wheel through the S section. Hamilton trying to use the outside lane. Here comes Sergio Perez, and Valtteri Bottas almost going wheel to wheel. Oh, a little bit of squirm there from Sergio Perez, but as you can see, wheel to wheel through the corners into the stadium section. Hamilton not giving Verstappen any room. Verstappen trying to use the outside lane of the stadium section will not be happening. Hamilton holds on to the lead. Meanwhile, Verstappen, Perez is now there, Bottas is now there. It's a four-way fight to the lead as they head through the main street. Here come the two Red Bulls of Verstappen and Perez. Down the main straight, can they catch Hamilton? Will it be a three-way fight? Here they go. Perez using the inside lane. Here we go, three wide. Oh, Perez using the inside block up for Perez. Oh my goodness, almost making contact. But it looks like Hamilton will Verstappen box off. Hamilton and Perez going wheel to wheel. Bottas into the fight, but no. Verstappen holds on the P3, but now Sergio Perez and Lewis Hamilton going wheel to wheel. Perez around the outside, and he takes the lead of the race. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso around the outside. Big lockup from Valtteri Bottas, but no. Alonso will not take P4 from Valtteri Bottas. What an amazing fight this has been for 2 laps. Perez leads, Hamilton second. As you can see, an onboard camera, what happened to Esteban Ocon? Of what the heck happened to him. As you can see, his engine just dies out like crazy. And now, heading into the corners, he cuts the corner, it looks like. Oh, and he gets on the grass and spins. So misfortune for Esteban Ocon, as his engine has made himself out of this race. And hopefully not a grid penalty for the next race. Because that would be devastating for Esteban Ocon. And plus for Alpine, as they're trying to fight Ferrari and Aston Martin both in the championship fight. But this could be risky here, as here we go now. Lewis Hamilton on Sergio Perez. He's going to try around the outside, and he clears Perez even before the corner. Verstappen trying to come back on his teammate now. Here goes Max Verstappen on his teammate Sergio Perez, wheel to wheel as they head into turn number 4. Oh, you can see a great view there from Lewis Hamilton as the two Red Bulls fight, but Perez stays ahead of Verstappen, then Bottas, then Alonso, then Leclerc, then Daniel Ricciardo, then Gasly, then Norris, Sainz, Yuki Tsunoda. But it seems like Carlos Sainz is now on the move, as he's already getting by Yuki Tsunoda, and now he needs to chase off his former teammate Lando Norris. And Sebastian Vettel has another group as well with him. So, interesting so far. As you can see, Max Verstappen almost looking to get a move on Sergio Perez through the stadium section. But I know every Mexican fan in that virtual world is cheering on Sergio Perez in his home race. Now, down the main straight. Oh, also there's a little bit of pit stops. It looks like Valtteri Bottas came in. Yes, he does. Valtteri Bottas in the pits early. No front wing change, so this is an actual pit stop as he comes out onto soft tires. Quite interesting there. As you can see, the two Red Bulls now going wheel to wheel. Verstappen and Perez. Well, who will come out in front? Looks like it will be Perez coming out in front. But here comes Max Verstappen with DRS. Both of them have DRS. Verstappen looking to use the outside lane of turn 4. Massive lockup. I don't even know what the heck I'm saying anymore. This is such a great race so far. Verstappen gets by his teammate for second place and now can be on the hunt for Lewis Hamilton. Oh, he almost loses the back end through the chicane. Oh, and Perez tries to use the inside of the S section, but it does not happen. Now look at the gap, 2.5 seconds now, 2.4 now on Lewis Hamilton. So Hamilton leads by now over 2 seconds on Max Verstappen, who leads Perez, and Alonso now in 4th. As you see, the bollard gets absolutely destroyed by Max Verstappen. As you see, Lewis Hamilton enters the pit now. An early pit stop for the Mercedes, look like they're trying to do a sort of undercut, but Perez enters the pits as well. So they're both on the same strategy, but it looks like Hamilton goes on mediums, Perez on softs tires, and now McLaren is in. They're going on softs too. So it seems like Hamilton is going for a 2-stop. Perez looking like a 2-stop strategy too. But now the question is, what strategy will work? So Max Verstappen leads. Alonso is now 2nd. Norris is now 3rd. Sainz is now 4th. Tsunoda is now 5th. Sebastian Vettel is now 6th. Valtteri Bottas and Nicholas Latifi going wheel to wheel through the corners. As you can see there, down the inside. Oh, there goes Nicholas Latifi as he spins off of Valtteri Bottas. And he drives through the grass, trying to get back on track. Meanwhile, look at this though. Charles Leclerc gets by Mick Schumacher. And he does get by. So, a great move by Charles Leclerc to get by Mick Schumacher. But Nicholas Latifi, unfortunately, has been spun by Valtteri Bottas, and he tries to dive bomb Valtteri Bottas, but he just gets spun. Also, under investigation, Charles Leclerc for passing Mick Schumacher under yellow flags. So possibly Leclerc passed under yellow flags as Max Verstappen enters the pit. Valtteri Bottas gets by Antonio Giovinazzi, and Mick Schumacher falls on Daniel Ricciardo. Verstappen's in. He pits on on soft tires, that is. As you can see, everybody else is now entering the pits. But now, down the main straight, Valtteri Bottas has jumped Lewis Hamilton. But now, down the main straight, Verstappen coming out of pit road. Where is he going to come out? He comes out behind Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. No, he goes up ahead of Lewis Hamilton as a time penalty has happened, and there's a yellow flag ahead. Oh, it's a smoking car, and I think it's George Russell. Oh, yes it is! George Russell's blown his engine as Charles Leclerc has been hit with a 5-second time penalty for overtaking Mick Schumacher as George Russell is out of the race. Charles Leclerc, okay, now I can say now Charles Leclerc has been penalized with a 5-second time penalty, which can be served in the pits for overtaking Schumacher during yellow flags. Maybe that's from Nicholas Latifi spinning. So he is out of this race, and he's not out of the race, but George Russell is out of this race. Charles Leclerc will have to serve a 5-second time penalty. So as you can see now, Valtteri Bottas trying to get by Kimi Räikkönen. The two Finnish drivers going wheel to wheel. As you can see, Verstappen gets a move on to Tony Giovinazzi as Giovinazzi locks up on the brakes. As Raikkonen does get by Valtteri, or Raikkonen gets passed by Valtteri Bottas, as you see, Mick Schumacher gets passed by, oh, look at the move by Max Verstappen on Tony Giovinazzi, and he does get by. And now Perez will be getting by Tony Giovinazzi soon. And he's going to do it early so that Hamilton does not get him back. But here comes Lewis Hamilton. And no move will be happening from Lewis Hamilton, but Perez tries to move on his own teammate. But as you can see now, Sebastian Vettel is now second, but Yuki Tsunoda in the lead by over 5 seconds. So Yuki Tsunoda is now your leader. But as you can see now, Vettel trying to defend there, as now it's Kimi Raikkonen trying to defend from Verstappen, but it's too late. I mean, Raikkonen's on hard tires. So of course it would be hard for him, but Sebastian Vettel holds up Valtteri Bottas once again. This is, oh my god, this is such a great race. There's just a lot of action happening in the track. Sebastian Vettel trying to hold off Valtteri Bottas, but here comes Max Verstappen. He gets blocked by Bottas, but he goes around the outside of both Bottas and Vettel. What a move by Max Verstappen. He moves out to second place, and now Yuki Tsunoda will pit, and Verstappen will take the lead. But what a move by Max Verstappen on Vettel and Bottas. But the question is now, Vettel will stay ahead, but Bottas will be coming out in front unless they're going wheel to wheel, and yes they are, wheel to wheel through the main straight into turn number 1. Who will have the advantage? Bottas has the advantage, and Lewis Hamilton gets by Kimi Raikkonen. Yes, he does. Good move by Lewis Hamilton to get by Kimi Raikkonen. As Raikkonen doesn't have DRS. Oh, he does have DRS. As you can see now, Daniel Ricciardo and Charles Leclerc going at it. This is a battle for maybe third in the championship. Right now, it's McLaren who is ahead, and Daniel Ricciardo stays ahead of Charles Leclerc. What a move by Daniel Ricciardo to defend perfectly against Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari. So Verstappen leads, Bottas is now second, Vettel is now third, Perez is in fourth, Hamilton fifth, Raikkonen is 6th, Daniel Ricciardo 7th, Leclerc 8th, Giovinazzi 9th. As you can see now, Perez does get, a little bit of contact between Vettel and Perez. Oh man, that was close. That could have ended horribly there. Lando Norris gets by Antonio Giovinazzi, is now chasing after Charles Leclerc. Meanwhile, down the main straight they go. Here comes Valtteri Bottas on Max Verstappen with DRS. Can he go through? Sebastian Vettel pits. So everybody moves up in one position, so I don't know how far he's going to drop off. But here comes Valtteri Bottas down the inside of Max Verstappen into turn number 1. They're going to go wheel to wheel through to the chicane. Can Verstappen hold off? He goes around the outside. Oh, he gets forced out almost wide, but he holds on perfectly. There's yellow flags behind. I don't even know what for. As you can see, Bottas takes the spot away. Here comes Verstappen, though, almost making a dive bomb, but Bottas locks up in the brakes. And the yellow flag has been cleared. I don't know exactly why there was a yellow flag. And as you can see now, the two McLarens have then moved up to 5th and 6th. And here is a replay. It's showing. Oh, see, Lando Norris gets by Charles Leclerc. Kimi Raikkonen is just a sitting duck there, just in the middle of the field. He makes a little bit of contact with Lando Norris. But let's see what happens here. He tries to go down the. Oh, he tries to go down the inside of Lando Norris, but he gets contacted and he gets spun around. So Lando Norris does jump Charles Leclerc, and now there's a 2-second gap after Kimi Raikkonen is spun. As you can see, Sainz has moved up again on Schumacher. Carlos Sainz making all the moves he can today. He's trying to get those points, those necessary points he needs to fight McLaren and Aston Martin. As you can see, Max Verstappen going down the inside of Valtteri Bottas, and he gets by quickly on him, not even into the corner. So he gets by. As you can see, Giovinazzi probably pits now. And yeah, I was right. Giovinazzi does pit. Meanwhile, look at the battle here. Schumacher trying to get by Yuki Tsunoda. But Max Verstappen leads. Valtteri Bottas is second. Perez is third. But here's the thing, Verstappen, Bottas, and Perez are all on softs, Hamilton's on mediums. So this could be a strategy for Lewis Hamilton to maybe switch to softs as the last second, as there's Latifi, who spun, I don't know when exactly, but he did spin by hitting Valtteri Bottas. So Verstappen is leading the race here on lap 16 of 36. Very interesting race so far. So I almost had a heart attack. My heart just sank because I just saw something, a notification on my phone. I was like, oh no. But I'm good now. It's good. We're good. So, going back now, Perez has gotten ahead of Valtteri Bottas, so now it's a 1-2 for Red Bull. There is Pierre Gasly just sitting there 3.5 seconds back on Fernando Alonso. Gasly's on medium tires. And so far, has Gasly even scored a point yet? That's what I'm wondering. I don't think Pierre Gasly has scored a point yet. Did he score a point? I swore he scored a point in Portimao. I don't remember. It's been a while. Well, I can actually check to make sure as you can see, the two Red Bulls and Valtteri Bottas are there with them. So as I'm checking on how its standings are and what has happened, as you see Perez trying to catch his teammate. Yes, Gasly did score points in the last race. He was 8th place. So good on Pierre Gasly to score points. I'm loving the series. It's very fun. It's just the problem is that there's only one race that's not available, and that's the Canadian Grand Prix, which cannot be showed at all, which is apologies there. I cannot send any links at all because, well, the video has been not taken down, just not available to be out in public because of copyright infringement from the Formula 1 guy, from the actual Formula 1, as Sergio Perez almost making a move on his teammate. Oh, a little bit of shaky there, but here comes Valtteri Bottas down the inside of Sergio Perez through the stadium section. They're going to go almost wheel to wheel, but no, Perez stays ahead. That was a little bit of trouble there as we enter now lap number 19. As Valtteri Bottas only has one win, and it was the Canadian Grand Prix. So this whole championship has been very interesting. The championship is close. As you see, Perez is taking the lead. I really need to focus on the race right now. I actually need to focus. I'm bad at commentating right now. As you can see, the two Alfa Romeos going wheel to wheel. Oh my goodness, I think they actually made contact there. Looks like Kimi Räikkönen. Oh, Räikkönen's got damage. Kimi Räikkönen has damage on his car. So, and here's the problem here. Räikkönen has Räikkönen has scored points, and I think it was the Canadian Grand Prix that he scored points. Was it Canadian? I think it was either. No, I think it was the Austrian Grand Prix that he scored points. Because that race itself was just insane. As Valtteri Bottas enters the pit early. That is interesting here, as the car with soft tires, he's going to hard tires. So he's going to try to last 16 laps on those tires. You can see the two McLarens going wheel to wheel, and almost the two Red Bulls going to wheel to wheel. Lando Norris jumps his teammate Daniel Ricciardo, but no actual championship fight between those two guys. It's mainly a constructors fight with Aston Martin and Ferrari, as Perez gets ahead of Max Verstappen. So currently we have 5 rounds to go after this. We have Bahrain, Sakir, Italy, Australia, and Abu Dhabi left. And I feel like the Bahrain Grand Prix is going to be a very interesting one, as the first race will be at night, the other one will be at daytime. And as you can see now, Perez these two guys have been going at it for laps. It's actually kind of fun to watch. Hamilton 2.9 seconds back. Lando Norris 3.3 seconds back on Lewis Hamilton. So we have 3 retirees: George Russell, Esteban Ocon, and Lance Stroll. This is much better from last time out. I think there was not even a single retirement at the Portuguese Grand Prix. So that was the most interesting thing, is that there was no retirement at... Oh, wait, there was one. Never mind. Fernando Alonso was the one retired from the race there. And I'm still starting to get flashbacks to see Pierre Gasly trying to defend off of Carlos Sainz. Sainz has been on the move this entire race. It's actually pretty impressive to watch Carlos Sainz just pass everybody. And I'm wondering how many retirements were in each race. So as you see, Kimi Räikkönen comes in with front wing damage, and he changed out to the medium tire, so he'll be going to the end with those tires, as he drops to 17th place. As you see, Perez has now entered the pits. So I'm still studying on see who was the enough. As the first race, Lance Stroll took a podium, so that's incredible there. Sainz took 5th place in that race, but now he's down in 9th place in the Ferrari. So if anybody's wondering how the point system works, and how in the world is Aston Martin Elite is in 3rd, 4th, it's because there were BWT Racing Point in the first 2 races, and then the 3rd race they changed out, but again they were still fast in Azerbaijan and Dutch Grand Prix before they were officially changed as the first race. Meanwhile, Sergio Perez was the first retiree of the Belgian Grand Prix. Bottas, I believe, retired in the 2nd race. So let's see more here. So Perez was the first retiree to see Max Verstappen go over the curb. Kind of corner cutting there by Max Verstappen here on lap 22. Will he be coming into the pits? Yes, he will. No, he will not. I lied. I'm sorry. He does not come to the pits. He's probably waiting another lap to pit in the 2nd race. Again, Sainz 5th place, but he hasn't been that consistent since. As we had 2 retirees in the 2nd race, which was Grosjean and Valtteri Bottas. The 3rd race at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, look at that! Lando Norris took a podium at Azerbaijan, so Lando currently has 1 podium, which is really interesting to know. In the 3rd race at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, Lance Stroll and Kimi Räikkönen were the only 2 retirees there. In the Dutch Grand Prix, it was Kimi Räikkönen again out of this race. And in Monaco, there was not a single retiree. So there's not a single retiree in that race. But the Austrian Grand Prix was something else, as Hamilton is now taking the lead because everyone else is pinned. So this could be a race here. Hamilton leads now. As in the Austrian Grand Prix, we had 6 retirees. Lando Norris, Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, Valtteri Bottas, Nicholas Latifi, and Nikita Mazepin all out of the race. And in Canada, the race that was never shown, sadly, we had 2 retirees, which were Lewis Hamilton and Sergio Perez, in which Valtteri Bottas took that one, and Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo took the podium. So Lando has 2 podiums so far. So apologies for getting that wrong again, as Lando Norris has 2 podiums. So, as you can see now, Hamilton flying through the corner, 15 seconds ahead of Max Verstappen. But now we have 3 retirees, so it's been a little bit edgy. So Verstappen has no DNFs. Lewis has 2. Hamilton has 2. 1 caused by Verstappen. So kind of not fair from there, but. Bottas gaining on Pierre Gasly. This might be an easy overtake there, and he does get by. As now Daniel Ricciardo is going to jump by Yuki Tsunoda, and he gets ahead of him. 14.8 now is the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen. And this could be. Now the gap between and Leclerc and Vettel pass each other. I think Charles Leclerc jumped Vettel. Yes, he did. Third turn 1. Sainz on the back now. Carlos Sainz has done so well this race. It's unbelievable that he's not in the points. He's passed so many cars. Hamilton again leads. As you see Verstappen heading out of the S section now, almost into the stadium section. Hamilton does not pit again. This is just I kind of don't understand Hamilton's strategy here. I mean, actually, no, I do. What's he going to do is he's going to wait until he's run out of tires and then pit for softs, and then go to the end. So this is going to be an interesting final sections here, as Perez is now on the back of Max Verstappen. As Lando Norris, as Pierre Gasly comes to the pits. Gasly pits ahead of Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, and he comes in for the soft tire. And so he drops to P9, now 10th. Sainz, as Vettel comes in too. So Sainz moves up now to the points. Leclerc's now in the points. Vettel switches out to, I believe, medium or soft tires. I believe medium tire. But I think now this might be the time for Lewis Hamilton to come to the pits now. He's gotten a lot of speed. Here's an onboard of him, as you can see, through the stadium section, which originally was a baseball field, which is cool. And originally, this track, they used to just go around the stadium instead of going through it. So they just went around the escape route you see before the corner, as here comes Lewis Hamilton into the pits now. So now Hamilton pits onto the soft tires. We have now 10 laps to go in this race. So Verstappen will be taking the lead. As you can see, both him and Perez both flying through the last corner. But let's see what Hamilton can do on the soft tire. And he can't swift up. He can get up the gear. Oh no! What's just happening to Lewis Hamilton? He can't get up the gear. Oh, this is horrible for Lewis Hamilton. Oh no! He's stuck in first gear. Here comes Fernando Alonso. Oh, and he blocks out Alonso! And the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, but now he gets up to gear. This is horrible for Lewis Hamilton as he loses 2 spots to Fernando Alonso and Charles Leclerc. Here comes Carlos Sainz as well. So a disaster for Lewis Hamilton as he's had a gearbox failure for a solid minute as he goes around the outside of Fernando Alonso. Can he stick the move and get by? Yes, he can, as Lewis Hamilton has now a 5-second time penalty for illegally blocking other drivers. As you can see now, Perez and Verstappen almost going wheel to wheel, but Latifi again pits again. So this is horrible for the Williams team today, as they still have not scored a single point. But every other team has, except for those Williams. As Charles Leclerc goes against Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton gets ahead of Leclerc. So this is just an interesting. So now we have a scenario where Hamilton has a 5-second time penalty, and he can't serve it. As massive lockup from Sergio Perez. As Verstappen's on the back of Perez now, as he's trying to get by. As you can see, Nikita Mazepin, or the Mick Schumacher, I think, trying to defend off Antonio Giovinazzi. As Schumacher he has scored points for Haas. Verstappen still can't get by his teammate. This might be I just think that now this is the final battle between Perez and Verstappen. So here we go. The last battle between these two drivers. This might be determined the championship here, because right now it's a 1-2 for Red Bull. Verstappen down the inside into the stadium section. Perez using the outside lane. Who is going to get ahead? Verstappen. Ooh, it almost looked like he was going to get ahead. No, they're going to go wheel to wheel through the stadium section. Hamilton up to 6th place at 8.7 seconds behind. Bottas trying to take advantage of the two fighting Red Bulls up here. As Verstappen has the DRS on Perez, he's going to use the outside lane. Perez will be using the inside lane of this corner, but Perez defends perfectly against Max Verstappen. What great defense from Perez. Oh, it looks like Verstappen's got front wing damage a little bit. Oh, that could be huge. Even by the little bit of front wing damage you see. Now around the outside, what a move by Max Verstappen, almost making it happen. But that would have been incredible if he'd made that happen. Daniel Ricciardo still getting chased now by Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton's cut that gap by almost a second now. So as now down the S section, coming out of it now on the DRS straight. Verstappen trying to get by his teammate. Here he goes. He's going to switch back. Oh, he gets loose. Oh, Verstappen spins. Oh, he's at the wall. He's pulling his front wing. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That's going to turn this championship upside down. Verstappen loses his front wing and spins. Here comes Lewis Hamilton coming by. Verstappen tries to stay ahead of Hamilton. This is the championship fight here between Hamilton and Verstappen. But oh my goodness, this is insane. So Verstappen now has to pit, and he comes by, and he does come to the pits. So Verstappen's in. He's gonna have to change his front wing. Perez leads by 2.7 seconds, and a virtual safety car has been called. But no graphic says that there's a virtual safety car. They're just saying, oh, green flag. But oh my god, what just happened? What in the world just happened? Verstappen tried to pass his teammate with DRS, but because you can lose it with the DRS, I can tell you that it's happened. It's happened with me whenever I'm racing, and you can lose your rear end with the DRS if you turn too much. And then I think that's exactly what happened to Verstappen, but he's lucky that his suspension stayed up and just his front wing went off. But that is huge in the championship here in Mexico City. Hamilton is now 5th place, 5 seconds behind, as there's only now 6 laps to go for Sergio Perez. Lewis Hamilton chasing down Daniel Ricciardo, but here's the thing about Lewis Hamilton. He still has a 5-second time penalty, as Max Verstappen trying to get by Sebastian Vettel now. Vettel hard to pass. Now, oh boy, he's going to try to do the same thing. Oh my goodness, he did the same thing he did the last lap and didn't crash this time, but he does get by Sebastian Vettel before the stadium section. That DRS zone is pretty much a passing zone for him. Pierre Gasly trying to get by Carlos Sainz, but now he's diving on me as well as Fernando Alonso. What a move by Pierre Gasly. Hey, can he stick it? Yes, that's a double overtake for Pierre Gasly. What a move by the Frenchman as he moves up to 7th place. Oh my goodness. And now the two Spaniards going wheel to wheel. Sainz and Alonso wheel to wheel through the 4 and 5. Can they stick it? No, they can't. Sainz gets ahead of Fernando Alonso. What a move by both Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz, the Ferrari. And again, Alonso is a former driver of Ferrari, as Max Verstappen does get by Sebastian Vettel, but he's not in the points still. And now Hamilton has a 3-second gap now on Daniel Ricciardo. Now we have 5 laps to go for Sergio Perez to win this race and hold off and maybe give Red Bull this championship chance of fighting. Remember this, Alexander Albon, his best finish was 4th, not even on the podium, and that was in Brazil. That was not in Brazil. He scored some points in Belgium, and then scored some points after gambling to stay out on intermediates at Brazil, but in the end he just lost position. So he only scored 12 points, which is why probably they replaced him with Sergio Perez, which Perez didn't even score a podium. Wait, did he? Yeah, he did. In Brazil, he scored a podium. It was BWT/Aston Martin who scored the podiums. What has happened to the graphics? Holy! Oh dear. Oh dear. The graphic card has been absolutely just dismantled. Oh, it's been fixed now. We're good. So Perez has a gap now of 3 seconds on Valtteri Bottas with 4 laps to go. So this is... And Verstappen still 6 seconds behind. Lewis Hamilton now 1.8 seconds behind Daniel Ricciardo. He is catching up to the 2 McLarens. But the problem is, those McLarens cause so much dirty air. It is unbelievable of how much they can defend perfectly. Look at all that dirty air they cause. So can't even Lewis Hamilton pass one car, but the question is, can he build a 5-second gap in a matter of 3 laps? But he has to. He's still 4 seconds out on Lando Norris, so it's a complicated kind of thing here. Verstappen's still 4 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda, who has the 1 point so far. Verstappen, all he needs now is just to score points. That's all he needs. He's already set the fastest lap of the race. He just needs to score points. As again, the live timing has decided to just glitch out again, putting Mazepin 1 minute behind Kimi Raikkonen, as now Lewis Hamilton on the back of Daniel Ricciardo. This could be an overtake here. He's not actually 1.7 seconds behind, but he is in fact 2/10 behind, and he will get by Daniel Ricciardo down this main straight with DRS. Is he going to make an easy overtake? Yes, he will. He takes 4th away from Daniel Ricciardo. And Verstappen now, I don't think he's 5 seconds behind, but he is closing. He is closing on Yuki Tsunoda. He's only 2 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda. Mazepin still showing us 1 minute 27 behind. That still needs to be updated, unless that's actually how far back he is. Unless he did like a spin, maybe. But I'm just judging here. I'm not saying he did, but I'm just saying it could have happened. Verstappen 1.7 seconds behind Yuki Tsunoda. He still has to build that gap. He still is not in the points. But Perez, meanwhile, coming up to 2 laps to go, almost with a 4-second gap. And this is incredible. Perez won in Austria after such a chaotic win. It was so chaotic that I'm surprised that Perez held off Hamilton for so long that his teammate Verstappen got past him. But then, well, no, that wasn't in Austria. He had built such a big gap. Verstappen had to start last because he had front-wing damage from Nikita Mazepin. But Perez passed so many cars, including Sebastian Vettel. But it's interesting, as now Lando Norris has now had to defend from Lewis Hamilton, as now Verstappen has gotten into the points now. But back what I was saying, Perez then won in Portugal after defending Hamilton the entire race, enough for his teammate Verstappen to come from dead last to coming up to 2nd place, which was a great race for Red Bull, as it was just interesting. And now Perez leading after his teammate smashed into the wall after losing the back end with a DRS. But now his teammate now is 4 seconds behind Fernando Alonso. Valtteri Bottas 4.3 seconds behind. Perez coming through the stadium section now is going to start the final lap. Mazepin is in sight of being lapped. But Perez, here he comes through the final corner and will start the final lap. 4.4 seconds ahead of his rival Valtteri Bottas. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton trying to get by Lando Norris. This could be the most important pass of the race if he can get by him. Here he goes now with DRS on Lando Norris. Will he get by Lando Norris? Here he goes to the outside of Lando Norris. Will he make it an easy overtake? No! Lando Norris fights back and will go wheel to wheel through the chicane, and Lando Norris stays ahead of Hamilton and will hold on to 3rd for one more time. But now Hamilton coming back now. Pierre Gasly against Charles Leclerc as well. Gasly coming back from way in the back. Can he get by? No, he cannot. But he does have a 2nd DRS straight. Can he get by Charles Leclerc there though? He's got the room. He's got the momentum. He's got the DRS around the outside of the turn. Now into the stadium section. Yes, he does. Gasly gets ahead and takes P6. But meanwhile, Sergio Perez, he won in Austria. He won in Portugal. He's right now 4th and only 20 points behind his teammate. Sergio Perez wins the Mexico Grand Prix and his home race. What a victory for Sergio Perez. My goodness, Valtteri Bottas comes home 2nd. Lando Norris, a 3rd podium of the season for McLaren. What a race for Lando Norris. Lewis and Daniel Ricciardo takes 4th because of Lewis Hamilton's 5-second time penalty. Gasly coming home a strong 6th place. What a move. Max Verstappen will come home 9th. There's a yellow flag in the 1st sector, and I don't even know why. But Alonso comes out 10th, and that's the points finishers. Yuki Tsunoda 11th. Vettel will get 12th. But let's see what's happened. Oh, Lando Norris has had a spin. Lando Norris has spun after the race. As we're actually going to have a lot more camera here of Lando Norris, but Sergio Perez wins the Mexico Grand Prix. Oh, and he gets on the curb and just spins it. A little bit of over acceleration there from Lando Norris, and that was the race, folks.
Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Without a doubt, the safety car changed everything today. The key to their success was keeping calm and reacting to the situation quickly. We've seen teams in the past throw away wins because they were too hesitant, but here they were decisive, and that's allowed them to take the advantage.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.